Hi, Loveland. I pray all is well with you. I'm coming in today to just drop a nugget or give some clarity, if you will. I hope you can hear me over the wind. It feels really good outside. It's been a few windy days. There's a lot of adults now who are still struggling with childhood trauma, okay? And that trauma came from things that we either didn't receive from our parents or our loved ones, our caregivers, or the things we did receive, right? So, healing was not taught in school. And a lot of our caregivers came from conditioning of where there wasn't passionate love. The love was shown in more of a stern way, if you will. Okay? And that came from their conditioning before them. And I'm saying this to say, just like us, our parents and caregivers before us, children were born or families were made before even knowing who you were as an individual. And that created a really, really big impact on the way that you raised your own children or the way that you were raised by your caregivers. And you are the foundation you come from until you revert that, okay? Until you learn another way of being, or you live out the promise you made to yourself where, when you get older and you're in control of your life, you won't live this way, or you won't treat your children this way, or you won't allow anyone else to treat you this way. Whatever, that may be individually, right? Because each situation is different. But what I think, so often overlook is that even though our situations are different, right? It may create the same emotion or the same emotional pain or trauma, okay? Therefore, the same outcome, if you will. I want to encourage you today to look at things from a different perspective, okay? Understand the fact that a lot of our caregivers were growing up when we were growing up. A lot of our caregivers were hurting and scarred and didn't have any positive guidance to learn how to heal or change their way of doing things. Some of them may have gone to substances to numb and unfortunately became addicted, okay, and lost control, all right? Make it a normalcy to have empathy and compassion on the life that someone has had to walk before you, all right? And then also make it a normalcy to revert your pain into power instead of allowing your pain to hold resentment, hurt, and anger. Okay? Ultimately, no matter what someone has done to us, we are in control of how we feel and react to it, how we harbor it, and how we allow it to direct or redirect our own individual personal life. Okay? And it's not easy, because to carry on in what we know as being healthy, a lot of those emotions and situations are pushed deep down inside of us, hidden, purposely forgotten, so that we can move on in a normalcy of what our life is, right? So to heal those deep, deep wounds, we have to relive them. The only way we can forgive them is to relive them. Okay, so with that, those scars, that they're hurtful, they make you want to cry. They even may make some of you want to scream. Do it. Do it. Scream, cry, purge it. That's purging. You cannot release something from your inner self if you don't allow it to pour out of you. A lot of those things come with tears. Okay? All right? Meditation, walking, exercising. Okay? All of those things actually are healing mechanisms. Okay? Getting out into nature. All right? Speaking to nature, the universe, speaking it out loud is what I'm saying, to release it from yourself. Okay? It's not easy. It's not easy, and we let it go so that we don't have to relive it, but it's still there if you don't properly let it go. Okay? And that's the human in us. All right? But a lot of those things are creating blockages, and we can't figure out why we can't move on, why, things aren't moving and happening in our lives, why relationships don't last, and, why we have issues with, different people in our life. It's because we're harboring something that is blocking us from sincere, ultimate joy. All right? So, I just wanted to reach out and share that today. I heard that in my spirit. We all have something that we are battling. We all have something we're healing from. And we all have experiences. No one is exempt from some experience that, they may not have been old enough to defend themselves from, or, it happened from someone that you respected and loved, and you felt helpless, and you couldn't really do anything to change the outcome, or, it just happened, no matter why or from who, and now because it happened, we own it, just like trading in a car, you're no longer the owner. Okay? So think of those past emotions and those past hurts the same way. If it happened from someone who has passed away, go to their gravesite, talk to them, talk to God, pray about it, own your healing. Okay? Once you've done all the purging, you cried, you talked, to God about it, you've gone to the gravesite, you talk to a living person, don't expect for everyone to take accountability for how they hurt you. That's not your purpose for talking to them. Your purpose for talking to them is to release it so that you can get past it and be willing to accept the fact that sometimes you will not get an apology from someone who has hurt you. Be okay with that. Okay? Be okay with that. Forgive them anyway. Okay? Because the forgiveness is for you so that you can move on. Do your part. Don't expect the part from anyone else. All right? Because unfortunately, some people just do not know how to accept being the person who hurt someone else, or they don't see how that should have hurt you, because everyone is different. Everyone processes different. Don't mean they didn't know it. Just means sometimes, some people just don't take accountability, and that's just the harsh truth. All right? So don't go to someone looking for them to take accountability. Go to them to let them know respectfully that when this or that happened, the way that it affected you. Okay? So that you can move on and you can heal. All right? And you can purge this thing out of your life. And then once you do that, give gratitude for the way that you want to feel about it. Okay? Give gratefulness that you are no longer hindered or bound by this thing, this emotion, this action, this event. All right? Okay? It is true that hurt people, but hurt people because no one taught them how to heal. We're now in a season where healing is big. It's a big thing. It's broadly talked about. It's taught. People are doing it, okay? And because people are doing it, that means it's something that can be done. So no one is exempt, is my point, okay? Healing is personal. And no, it's not easy, but it's so worth it. It's a peace beyond the understanding of all mankind. Okay? Once you have your own peace, it's something that only someone else who has their own individual peace will understand. All right? So if you find your life continuously being some level of chaotic or some level of imbalanced, okay? Dig deep. Dig deep. Sit still with yourself. Sit in silence. Pull that thing from deep inside of you. And if you have to look in the mirror and tell yourself, I will not be defeated by this, then talk to yourself about it. Okay, that's called shadow work. That's also healing. Okay, when you feel something that has hurt you coming to the surface, revert it. You know, talk to it. Take your power in it. Take your control back from it. Let it know that it is not going to hurt you anymore. You're free from that. That's no longer something that you're experiencing in your life. Therefore, you don't have to keep reliving it. Okay? Bury that. Bury that thing. Okay? And you may have to buy several plots. But as many times as it take, do whatever you have to do to heal you. You cannot heal someone else if you have not yet healed yourself. Okay? You cannot love someone else properly if you have not given self-love to yourself. So honor yourself in doing that. Okay? And if you are with someone, ask them for patience while you heal yourself. Sometimes we hurt and the people we're around don't even know it. And honestly, that's not fair to them or you, because you can't expect grace from someone who don't know you need it. Okay? Normalize speaking up about your emotions. Don't allow your emotions to make you feel weak. The strongest person you will ever meet is someone who faced themselves. All right? I hope this has blessed someone. I hope this has given someone the courage to heal, because that's what the season we're in now. We are in the season of healing so that we can receive every single thing that our Creator has for us. All right? In its fullness. In its fullness. You can only get bits and pieces when you have blockages. All right? So clear your path so that you can find your way. Blessings, love, peace, and balance to you always.